Hello everybody, it's Little Fox, and you guys have voted, and you guys want to see a quads tutorial. I'm not a professional, I'm not that good at quads, so take this with a grain of salt, because I still have some fixing to do of my form. But let's get into it, I guess. In this tutorial, I will be covering canine quads and rodent quads. And I just recently am learning squirrel quads because I am a red squirrel. I'm a red squirrel and a kit fox. I'm just recently learning how to do squirrel quads, so take that with a grain of salt as well. There's lots of grains of salt that are being put into this soup of a quads tutorial, okay? You have to just take my word for it. I'm not that good, but I will attempt to help you. All right. So first, as everybody always says, you need to stretch. My favorite stretches are the tree. Oh, my back just cracked. The tree like this, where you twist around. And then also this. You can also rotate your arms like this. And then you want to stretch your hands like that. Usually that's good enough, but if you still feel a little bit sore or if things need to be stretched more, you could like stretch out your knees. I don't really know, I'm just making things up as I go. So the first step would obviously be walking. We are going to cover a few things today. We're going to do walking, trotting, running, and jumping. All right? I'll put some if I figure out how to do timestamps, I'll put those in this video, but if I don't, then you don't get them. Walking is pretty easy. We're gonna start with the fox/canine quads. They're basically like the quads that you see everybody do mostly. It's pretty simple. So you're obviously gonna want to get on all fours, tail, and you want your back to be as flat as possible. This is usually how I sit. Sometimes I like to put my hands inside my legs like this. Normally it's like this. But to walk, you would want to go like this. You try not to want to go like that, where your back legs are all stretched out, because that doesn't look that good. You want to be flat, which does take some practice, because it does a lot of strain on your back legs, and you want your back legs to be really strong, or else you're just not going to be able to hold this pose for long enough, and then you'll be looking goofy. So let me give you an example of walking. Alright, ready? So the first thing is, when do your feet move? You know what? I'm going to call them paws. When do your paws move when you walk? When I walk, we go from one side to the other side. But it usually goes foot, hand, foot, hand, foot, hand, really fast. So you're going to want to go like this. Now you can go a little bit faster. This one should come naturally to most people, but if it doesn't, it's a really good way to start. All right? So once you have that done, you should be able to go a little bit faster. But you don't want to go too fast, because then you get into the trot territory. Now, trotting is really noisy, so I would not recommend doing that inside, apparently. But trotting is something I've been struggling with since the very beginning. Trotting. So if you put down all four of your limbs, you want to pick up your right leg and your left arm, and you want to bounce to the other side. Switch, switch, switch. Right leg, left arm, put those down, and then right arm, left leg, and then you switch, and you switch, and you switch. I personally think this is the hardest part, so if you cannot do it, I don't blame you. I can barely do it. So now that we know how to switch, now we want to try to move with it. Once you think you have the hang of that, you can start going. Okay, now moving on, we are going to do running. All right, so running should also come naturally to you, but if it doesn't, here's some help. Let me give you an example. Okay, I just made a giant crash, but it's fine. It's okay to crash, it's okay to fail when you're doing quadrobics. Now I'm tired. But I have this whole playlist on my YouTube channel of my fails. And if you want to watch that to make you feel better about yourself, I'm not stopping you. So one weird thing about running is that either your two legs are going to be on the ground or your two arms are going to be on the ground, okay? So we can just practice from going from your feet to your paws, to your feet, to your paws, to your feet, to your paws. Now normally it's gonna go like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, oh shoot, I'm not on camera. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 goes 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now we can start moving. Go slow at first. Okay. Once you think you got that ready, you can start moving. Now watch how either my hands are on the ground or my feet are on the ground. Okay. The last part is probably everybody's favorite, which is the jumps. So the jumps are also one of the hardest parts. And that's because it really depends on how much you trust yourself. If your jumps aren't going high enough, or if your jumps aren't going long enough, that's because your brain is like, no, I'm gonna hurt myself. This is a terrible idea. Which, I mean, fair enough. For a lot of generations, humans have walked on 2 legs. So you expect to change that in a day? Of course not. It'll take months, okay? Months. One of the things that I recommend, if you cannot do a tall jump, if you cannot go really high, let me back up. If you cannot go really high, go long. Long is easier and looks just as good on camera, okay? Okay, long jumps. Long jumps you probably want a running head start for, and then when you do long jump, I'll do one in slow motion. Okay, you basically just want to stretch. And 2 limbs are always going to be on the ground when you long jump. Okay, at least 2. Practice just stretching. See how long you can go. And then kick your feet back up. Long, kick your feet. Long, kick your feet. And when you think you're ready, you can do that faster. And that's long jumps. The final part of canine quads is the tall jumps. And if you are new to quadrobics, might I recommend either going on a couch or a bed or a chair. So for that part, I will take you to my couch. Ignore the mess that is my house, but for now, we are going to learn how to high jump. To high jump, this is one of the hardest parts, okay? You're going to want to go like this. Normally, so how I do my form is different from everybody else's form. This is how to do my form. So, you're going to get your butt up, and you push, and then you're going to go like that. It all starts with the back legs. Let me show you. So it goes like this, you lift them up, and you bounce them down. Just like how pretend your hands are being bounced up by a trampoline. Okay? It's hands first, feet second. That is the goal. Which is always why it is most important to protect your hands, because they are very fragile. And if that's the part you're going to be landing on, that's probably the worst part. But if you find yourself landing all four at the same time, I think that you should try the long jump first, just to get that in rhythm. And one of the goals is to get, when halfway through your jump, you want your feet to be tucked in, like all the way, and you want your hands to be tucked in. That is one of the parts I'm struggling with. See, my hands naturally go out because I want to catch myself. And when I don't, I just land face flat. But it is okay to start somewhere, right? For now, we are going to move on to squirrel quads. Now, I must say, take this part with a grain of salt, because I'm still learning. Alright? I have videos that I posted on my community page a few days ago on ideas of how to start squirrel quads. Squirrels are very different from canines. Believe it or not, I know, headline news. But their movement is very different. They usually have, when they're on the move, they have their two paws together and their 2 feet together. And they almost never leave their side unless they're standing still. Alright? When they're standing still, they have a very wide spread. Their paws are far apart from each other. And that's how they stand. They also lean a lot forward to go look at something. So if you want to feel more connected to your running stereotype, lean forward, because that helps a lot. Now, the most important part, walking. Squirrels are very bouncy. Their butt is going up and down and up and down. So, you want to take your 2 paws first, they go forward. Your 2 paws behind, they go forward. And then you do the next part. Bum, 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 bum. Okay? That's simple enough. And then you just gotta go faster. But other than that, there's really, like, squirrels, they also walk like this. They can also do this. Okay? And they don't jump any different. They kind of just jump like they jump. But if you have any other questions, or if you have any other video ideas, comment down below. And I think this is the end of Little Fox Quadrobics tutorial. But thank you everybody for 2,000 subscribers. And more videos will be coming soon, of course. I always have new videos planned. I might do some more gaming content. I'm obviously gonna have 3 shorts out almost every day. And school's coming up, so if you see less videos, you can blame school, okay? But for now, goodbye everybody, and I hope you have a great time learning how to do quadrobics.